Last week I reviewed the CCDL1 certification and a lot of you asked, okay Luke, but how does this fit into an actual learning path? So today I'm giving you the 60-day SOC Analyst sprint, which is a focused plan to set yourself up for SOC Analyst roles. Now before we dive in, let me be clear about who this video is for. And I'm not saying that you're going to get a job after 60 days, that's not what this video is about. But I'm going to assume you've already got some of the basics done. Maybe you're A+, or ideally you've done your Network Plus, because everything in a SOC happens across a network. And if you don't have those fundamentals, you're going to struggle. Now if you're completely fresh to cybersecurity and you haven't touched networking yet, go watch my full breakdown roadmap first. I'll link it in the description below. Get your Network Plus sorted, then really put the plan on what I talk about in this video into place. But if you've got that foundation and you're specifically looking to break into a SOC analyst role in 2026, this is your sprint. Now here's the thing, I'm going to give you two paths, depending on where you're starting from. Path A is for those of you that have already got your Security Plus or maybe your Google Cyber certification or equivalent. Path B is for those who don't have it yet. Now, both paths work, both paths get you interview ready, but they look a bit different. So figure out which one you are and let's get into it. Hey everyone, if you're new here, my name's Luke Gough. I've been recruiting for 15 years and this is exactly how I would structure my first 60 days if I were pursuing a SOC analyst role this year. Section 1, week 1. Understand the target, so both paths. So regardless of which path you're on, the first week should be this. It should be understanding the role before you do anything else. I want you to do a job description deep dive. Now I want you to spend 30 minutes to an hour every day on LinkedIn, Indeed, or any other job platforms that you know. Not applying, but just researching. Open 10 SOC analyst job descriptions each day and start building a picture. What tools keep appearing? SIEM platforms maybe, EDR tools, ticketing systems. Have a look at what skills are non-negotiable. Log analysis, incident response, network fundamentals. What does the day-to-day actually look like for a SOC analyst? Now keep a simple notes document or use something like Notion where you can keep everything stored in one place. I then want you to also talk to real SOC analysts. While you're doing that research, reach out to 2 or 3 people actually doing the job. Now this is the move that separates people who get hired from people who don't. You could do a simple LinkedIn message. For example, hey Claire, I'm building a plan to break into SOC analyst roles and your background caught my eye. Would you have 15 minutes to share what the day-to-day is really like? You'll be amazed how far those conversations will give you insights no course or certification ever will. By the end of week 1, you should have a clear picture of what employers actually want. Now let's split it into 2 paths. So section 2, weeks 2 to 5. This is where your particular path matters. So let's start with path A. You've already got your Security Plus or equivalent. You've got the foundation that most employers are looking for. So now it's time to go very SOC specific. Weeks 2 to 3, do SOC fundamentals and start your CCDL1. This is where CCDL1 comes in, the certification that I reviewed last week. If you haven't watched that, go and do that after this video. But it's specifically designed for aspiring SOC analysts and it's focused on practical hands-on detection and analysis work. The stuff that you'd actually be doing on day 1 of the job. Now Security Plus gave you the theory, CCDL1 gives you the application. Now I want you to start working through the CCDL1 content alongside Try Hack Me SOC Level 1 path. You're building 2 things at once. You're building the certification that proves you understand SOC work and the practical reps that make you dangerous in an interview. Weeks 4 to 5, I want you to complete your CCDL1 and deepen your skills. So push to complete your certification by the end of week 5. I know that can be difficult and it depends on how much time you have to put aside, but just don't try and leave it too long. Now alongside that, work through Try Hack Me's intro to SIEM and Splunk rooms. I want you to start documenting what you're learning on LinkedIn or even a simple blog. Every room you complete, every skill you build, document it because this will become your portfolio. So let's talk about path B. So let's assume you don't have your Security or Plus yet or your equivalent. So here's my honest advice. Security Plus needs to come first. I know there are, some would say, newer, flashier certifications out there, but trust me, Security Plus is still the industry standard. It's still the one that employers want. It's on almost every SOC analyst job description. It's recognized globally and it does get you past the HR and ATS filters. So week 2 to 3, Security Plus and study. This is your focus. Use Professor Messer's free videos on YouTube. They really are excellent and they're free. Supplement with practical exams from providers. There are so many different ones out there, and aim for 1 to 2 hours of focused study per day. Take proper notes, don't just watch passively. Now, week 4 to 5, I would be doing my Security Plus exam and Introduction to SOC Skills. So ideally, you're sitting this by the end of week 4 or early into week 5. If you need a bit more time, once again, that's fine, obviously, but don't let it drag. Once you've passed, or even while you're in your final prep, start exploring specific content. You could watch my CCDL1 review to understand what comes next. Dip into TryHackMe's free SOC rooms to get a taste. Now, after your 60 days, CCDL1 becomes your next priority because it's the perfect complement to Security Plus for SOC roles. Okay, let's have a quick checkpoint. If you're finding this valuable, hit that subscribe button. I'm going deep on SOC analyst content this year, along with lots of other useful cybersecurity tips and tricks to help you break into this sector. Let me know in the comments which path you're on. Security Plus done or still working on it? I'm really curious where everyone's at. Okay, let's get back to it. Section 3, weeks 6 to 8. This is where you get your hands dirty, both parties. A and B. Here's the truth from someone who's reviewed thousands of resumes. Certifications get you past HR, but your portfolio gets you the job. In most occasions, that's true. So week 6 to 7, try HackMe SOC Path if you haven't already. If you're on Path A, you might already be deep into this. If you're on Path B, this is where you start building practical skills post your Security Plus. Work through SOC Level 1 path, intro into SIEM, Splunk rooms, and every room you complete, write a short LinkedIn post documenting what you learn. This shows hiring managers, it shows recruiters like me that you can communicate what you know, not just tick boxes. Now, week 8, build your home lab and document everything. This is where you separate yourself, honestly, from 90% of other applicants. I see so many people don't do this, and it's one of the reasons I talk about it constantly in my videos, because it really does make a difference. Document everything. Set up a basic SIEM lab using Splunk Free or the Elk Stack. Feed it with some sample logs. Practice detecting suspicious activity, and then document everything. Screenshots of your setup, what you configured and why, what alerts you created, and ultimately, more importantly even, what you learned. Put it on GitHub with a proper README. Call it my first SIEM lab or something similar. When I'm reviewing candidates, a person with 3 hands-on projects beats the person with 5 certifications every time. Now, if you've got both of those combined, you're laughing. That is what's going to really separate you. Okay, section 4, setting up the job search. Your 60 days are about building the foundation. The job search itself can take a bit longer, but you'll be in a much stronger position than most. Now, optimize your LinkedIn. In fact, I'm just going to stop there. I've had quite a few people reach out since last video where I was giving away the CCDL1 certification. They said, well, maybe this is time I get back on LinkedIn, or this is where I reboot my LinkedIn. Guys, if you're not on LinkedIn and you're looking for a job, you're missing out. You need to be on LinkedIn. It's where people find you. It's where you network. So if you're not on it, get that fired up today, get back on it. If you are on it, then let's optimize your LinkedIn. Your headline should be specific. So for Path A people, aspiring SOC analyst, Security Plus, CCDL1, home lab projects. If you're on Path B, aspiring SOC analyst, Security Plus, building hands-on detection skills. This is what really stands out when hiring managers and recruiters look at your LinkedIn. We know straight away. Your about section should tell your story. So why cybersecurity? What you've built and what you're working towards. Now, when it comes to your resume, you want to build a very skills-first resume. So focus on projects, not just certifications. For example, built and configured a home SIEM lab using Splunk to detect and analyze network anomalies. Or earned CCDL1 certification demonstrating practical SOC analyst skills. You see how that's very specific, and that's what will really help you stand out. Now, when it comes for applying to jobs, apply strategically. When you start, go for 5 to 10 roles per week, but only roles that you're genuinely positioned for. Don't just apply to everything you see. You want to be looking for junior SOC analysts, security analysts, SOC analyst tier 1, these type of positions. And for every application, try to find the hiring manager on LinkedIn if you can. That's not always possible, but always have a look. And I suggest sending a follow-up message. Something like, "Hi John, I just applied for the SOC analyst role you're advertising. I've been building hands-on experience through home labs and TryHackMe CCDL1. I'd love to bring that energy to your team." Now look, it doesn't always work, I get that, but I have seen it work many times. But when it does, it jumps you past the pile. So there you have it. That's my 60-day SOC analyst sprint, what I would do if I was looking to become a SOC analyst. And I've done it from Path A and Path B. So if you've already got your Security Plus, week 1, understand the role, talk to real SOC analysts. Week 2 to 5 is your CCDL1 path, plus TryHackMe SOC path. Week 6 to 8, build your home lab and portfolio projects. Now, if you don't have your Security Plus or equivalent, week 1, understand the role, talk to real SOC analysts again, nothing changes. But weeks 2 to 5, get your Security Plus study and exam. Week 6 to 8, home lab, build portfolio projects. And after your 60 days is when you look at your CCDL1, that's your next move. This isn't a promise you'll be employed in 60 days. I want to make that clear. That's not what this video is about. The job search does take time, but this sprint gives you the foundation, the credentials, and the portfolio that actually gets you interviews. Now, if you want to go deeper on the CCDL1 decision, watch my review from last week. I'll link it below. And if you're completely new and need the full beginner roadmap, that's linked too. Hit subscribe if you found this valuable. I really hope you did. I'm building a lot more SOC analyst content this year. Thanks for watching. Now stop watching this video and start doing. As always, keep leveling up your career. I'll see you on the next one.